Sure, I got everything squared away. Got water. Okay, and then going live tweet. That is sent. Hello, hello. Good evening. I don't know if you can even hear that because of the noise gate that I have on my microphone, but holy moly, it is raining so hard right now. There is a thunderstorm and all that going on. So I may or may not abruptly end this stream. Lightning strikes, my power goes out. Yeah, that'll be at the end of it. So if the stream or the vlog gets cut short, you know why. But holy moly, it's been going nuts earlier. I would say it's pretty much the straight up cheating, rain out there. People have to go slow if they're going to be driving through it. I was out earlier this morning trying to record some B-roll for the videos I've been putting out, and y'all in the chat and in the comments below the VOD, just let me know what you think of those. It's a different strategy I'm trying just to get some growth going with the account, and it's just part of this program I'm trying. So we'll sprinkle in some more artsy stuff as we go along, but yeah, just try to let people know about me. So that's why there's the difference in tone, but I'm still gonna be doing the streams, and I might actually be doing more of them now that I'm getting nice and warmed up and doing a lot more of these. So as you can probably tell from the thumbnail, I am starting essentially a 100-day boss rush. And why 100 days? Well, it's a nice round number, but it probably won't actually be 100 days because what this is all about is double check my layers here. So just recently I got a notification in my email saying that I've been accepted to Opkai Expo, which is July 24th to 26th. And I've been accepted for a Sunday day table. And funny enough, I actually had the exact same thing last year. They rejected me for the full weekend table, even though I said, hey, I'm willing to spend up or a booth if that gets me in. Fortunately, couldn't do it, and so I just had to wait a couple of agonizing months until the booth sent out their notice for um, day, day table application. And last year, I also got Sunday, and it was very fun, very busy. I'm very grateful for all of its support, and this year I'm doing it again. But what does this have to do with the boss rush? Well, it is tax day 415, and Opkai is 424. Um, let's see, January, February, March, April, May, June. Just, yeah. So that distance there, and that is roughly 100 days plus or minus a few. And that's where the 100 days comes in. And what I'm actually hoping to do is put out a piece of art almost every single day of that. So that's gonna be pretty crazy. And that's the boss rush part of it. I will say that the majority of the ones that I'm doing at first are gonna be keychains. And standees. The second priority is gonna be prints, and then stickers. So I do most of my manufacturing through Fograce, and that would be these items right here. And then the rest I plan to do myself at home because I got the printer, I got the materials, I got the cutter for it. So that's why the priority is going to be like so, because I'm going to need to get these keychains in first, so I can send them off to be manufactured. I will probably have to stop around June 20th or so in order to have enough time for everything to go through. But I do plan on dropping a fair number of pre-orders. Between now and then. You may have already seen 6 of them. 5 Goober keychains and 1 regular type keychain. Those are available on my online store for pre-purchase, and I added the ability to select pickup from Opkai for the keychains now that I can legally actually conduct transactions on the grounds. I had it disabled for a little bit because you shouldn't be trying to do any business if you aren't a vendor. It's a good way to get banned and blacklisted from later events, so I'm not taking any chances. But yeah, I am gonna be very busy. I'm gonna keep pumping out the content. I'm gonna keep streaming. I am gonna be trying to put out a lot of new art and a lot of new products, because my overall goal with my inventory is roughly a 60% turnover. And what that means is that if you saw me last year, about 60% or more of what I have at my booth didn't exist last year. So that way you guys get as fresh products as possible. And you just gotta keep coming back to get them. But in reality, that looks like roughly 120 new products. I already have some started from earlier in the year and some of it from last year. But yeah, you can see why I'm pushing for a lot. Now, I do have to note there are a couple of things in the way. Let me just pull up my my list here. So I got Des Moines Con, which is May 29th to the 31st. I got Conquest, which is July 17th to 19th. And see if there's other stuff in between. I do have the Rook Room on the 6th of June, which is like a small local pop-up thing. And I probably won't do pre-orders for this one in particular, but these two here are going to be major conventions that I have to deal with in between now and Opkai. And so this boss rush of mine is not going to be entirely VTubers, as you could probably tell from the thumbnail today and what I already have up here on the screen. So I gotta do some general fandom stuff and also gaming stuff, because I may apply to other type of conventions later in the year as their applications open up. And I just don't want to be a Pokemon guy, you know. Sure, I love this stuff, but when you have a convention that is just full of Pokemon vendors, it gets very boring. Kind of like how it gets very boring with the bunch of Genshin, bunch of Honkai Star Rail, and all of that. So I'm just trying to make sure I have some variety. And what I have planned for today is something that I have been terribly addicted to the last couple of I want to say weeks, but it's probably been over a month at this point. Slay the Spire. Oh man, this game's got me good. I am not even kidding. The other one pulled up here. Yeah. So Slay the Spire 2. And this should actually look at Steam. Just a moment here. Slay the Spire. Yeah. That's terrifying. It says I played the game for a total of 132.4 hours so far. And just the last 2 weeks, 58.4 hours. So this thing has been pretty much a full-time job. That's just way too much. But yeah, I like it enough to do some art. Okay. So the idea that I have for these guys, I am trying to keep things a little bit balanced as far as what I want to put out for merchandise. I'm doing a split of about 70% what I would call standard designs, but just easy, recognizable designs, nothing too unusual about it. And then the other 30 to 40% of that would be more stuff but geared towards my taste. So like collab cafes, food designs, packaging designs, that kind of stuff. Because of course a collab cafe is gonna have, standard keychains and that kind of stuff, but they may also have unique designs for the event itself, like made outfits and that kind of thing. And so this is going to be one of his standard set, but as I do more like VTubers and whatnot, I am going to let myself have some of that freedom to color outside of the lines a little bit. And so what we got here is a Necrobinder. This one's been real interesting to me. I tend to play what is it? Either Doom with the depot power, the one that does 9 damage every time you inflicted depot. So you get Oblivion, it puts 3 Doom on somebody, and then you hit him with 9 damage each time you play a card. The other one that I've been playing a bit is Haunt. So the one with the souls, and it deals 6 damage every time you play a soul. So whether that's the ideal strategy or not, I don't know. I'm only like Ascension 3 for most of them. I just keep dying to a bunch of silly stuff like just not drawing into good stuff in time, or not getting the right rewards for it. Anyway, why thought about for these latest Spire type of keychains is to do Lincoln style, which is the ones where there's a main keychain and then there's a smaller keychain attached to it. So something like this. And in this case, what I was gonna do is erase so I can reclaim a layer. Do something like this. These are going to be mostly pretty rough just because streamer brain and all. But I'm doing my best. Looking at my hand here. Make sure I get the structure roughly right. Oh yeah, what I was saying earlier, I was outside trying to record some B-roll footage for the videos that I'm putting out as part of my social media strategy. And I was out at a park recording those, and I was honestly kind of shocked at my timing for it, because I actually ended up getting out there a little bit before it started raining. And yeah, it rained earlier today as well. But yeah, I managed to record what I wanted to record with like barely minutes to spare before it started coming down. And where I live, it's actually one of those places that have a pretty good chance of seeing wild turkeys, so I got some footage of that as well. Haven't found a good way to use them, but it's just so bizarre seeing those guys out in the wild. Trying to kind of guess what the plumb line is for the keychain, but this is probably gonna be where it anchors off of. And then the reason why I'm doing this is because there's this card, yeah, this one. Pulling it up on the screen here. So there's this card I buy. I want to kind of replicate that idea there. In a linked keychain format. Trying to think of how to appropriately make it the expression of a skull, you know? Especially one that does have a lower jaw. Sure, I'm on the right layer here. Okay. Got the base here. Then the cheekbones. Yeah, there we go. There we go. And then the kind of smiling bones. Where get it right so it doesn't look like it's concern. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so that is pretty much blush right there. Want to make it kind of small in comparison. And make sure I get the right side. So right hand, pinky is outside. Hope y'all been doing good today. And you guys probably can't hear that, but ambulances going crazy outside. One of the curses of being on a artery street. Okay, and then sleeves got little bracelets. And we could probably just mirror that, honestly. Just because it's small enough. And there we go. Merge that layer back down. Get the rib cage in there. any markings? Nah, just the nose. And spine comes a little bit back here. Keep it very simple. A little bit smaller than that. Yeah. Maybe just for a little bit of glare. Yeah. And then I'm not entirely sure if she has a connecting piece in the back. It could be just like a little shawl, and then the skirt. Maybe put a little more distance. Yeah. Here. And then they blame a bit. Gotta make sure I get enough space for this. Hmm. I think that's pretty good. So overall it'll be like then I think that looks pretty good, don't you? Okay, so I am gonna do things a little different today. Instead of just moving on, you know, because there's multiple that I would like to get through. Part of the challenge is I want to get rendered art. So get our colors. What I do like about Slay the Spire is it's got a pretty nice blocky what do I say, blocky art style to it as far as the colors are concerned. So it makes it very easy to pick out what you want. And this is a excellent example. The material rule that I was talking about the other stream, where you just try to have 2, maybe 3 major colors for the material that you're working with, just to make it easier to render. Okay, and Altsty has some of the same color palettes. Get this in. And just double check here. Okay. What I was double checking is that the flame here ended at her collarbones rather than continuing through the rest, unlike Asti here. Okay. And then I'll just continue on with the rate. Just to keep it simple. This was the inside the robes. Oh, I completely forgot about it over here. It'll be roughly like that. This one is the mid-tone. And then the skirt was darker, if I recall correctly. Was this. For those of you watching, have you played Inspired yet? The second one that just came out, and if so, do you have a favorite among the characters? I mean, sure, classes, but I'm sure there's people who like the enemies, who like the owl, the architect, God forbid. But gotta be inclusive. Might have to darken it up a little bit just to give it appropriate flavor for the keychain. You don't want to be too subtle if you can help it. might darken this a bit just for the back side. And this pink here for the sash in front. And probably bring back the original colors now. Get the belt all shined up here. Okay. Edge liner. Lighten this up a little bit, I guess. Around there. Around there. I add a little bit of texture to it and not use the original line art sketch, I should say. And this one. What is this? Okay. yeah, it's coming together. And then just remove those and like we're happy with those. Just kind of debating how to deal with the segments, whether um, whether I just leave them partially unseparated like this, or do a little extra with them. Heal this up a little bit. Perfect. Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of the way the Spire characters and creatures being turned into I suppose little girls. Honestly, some of the designs that I've seen are quite good for what I was expecting. For example, the millipede enemy that you encounter, the one there, like 3 segments fused together. I saw somebody had drawn them as basically 3 different girls, but they're all connected by the sleeves on their outfit, and the connection for the sleeves had a bunch of the little ribbons, pink ones, that mimics a connection between the segments. I thought it was such a neat idea. Wish I had thought of it. Regions, pretty interesting. I don't think I've seen too many of Ironclad. Silent, well, she's already pretty much got the design, so not much to be done there. Devet also has had some pretty interesting redesigns. Well, like the cracked core being essentially like a semi-transparent segment. I think there was a term for it. Maybe this is wrong, but reploids or something like that. Kind of robot-like, but also very human-like at the same time. And the robot parts being pretty pretty obvious as not being human. But yeah, there's been interesting times on Twitter. I will tell you the one enemy that I just really do not like running into on my runs. That is the think he's called the etymologist or something like that. Like the study of bugs. But he's the one with the personal hype built on him. That just keeps adding a ton of these cards to your deck whenever you hit them. They always end up coming to these to that particular encounter by being forced to after the number of elites go up on higher ascensions. So sometimes you just can't avoid elites in the pathing, and almost every single time that has come up, it's been either the bird or the bee. The bird and the bees. Oh no. But the bird is okay. I had some fail runs because of a bird, but the bee is the one that gets me almost every single time, unless I end up drawing pretty good, just because of that 7-hit attack that he has. You usually can't get a solid strength reduction on him by then. Weak has this place, but what's the point of weak if you can't muster enough blocks to take care of that problem, you know? I got the lines cleaned up here. I think that looks pretty good. Ooh. Okay, just take a moment here, get some water. Should clean up Boston a little bit. Yeah, I hope someday I'll get really good at these illustrations. Maybe not the keychain ones specifically in reference to that, but just being able to do like prints and other really nice illustrations, like Ina from Hololive. She just does amazing work with her illustrations. I got a long ways to go, but you know, it's nice knowing that it's possible at the very least. And I'll probably be trying to do a little bit of that as part of a rush. It's not going to be entirely keychains to for the first leg of this, because I do want to have some prints in general for places like Des Moines Con. So I'll get some working on prints in the next couple of weeks as well. But one idea that I had was it's kind of going back to my roots here. I did a lot of like Blue Archive style chibis, and I am gonna be kind of keeping that general proportion for my keychain designs if I can. But they got this thing called the Memorial Lobby, which is their live 2D illustrations, and it's very, very nice. I think they make great prints, and I did try to do something like that for a VTuber called Rockaverine last year as part of her birthday celebration. So I'm gonna keep trying that, see if I could get somewhere with it. And that'll provide some nice needed variety for Artist Alley shows for me. Oh yeah, I never did mention, I think the what was it? The 11th, yes, the 11th. I had gone to a craft fair over in one of my old hometowns, and I gotta tell you, it was a blast coming back to the town, but it's also a little depressing in a way because the town looks a lot like it used to, and in some cases a little bit worse actually. It's just it's one of those we call them well, I call them essentially a big box town, and that is a town that has pretty much a giant box store like Walmart or whatever powering it. Is like basically the thing that's keeping the town alive. Kind of unfortunate, but that is how it is sometimes with the small towns. But yeah, I got out there and I spent a couple hours selling to basically nobody. It was not good. I made like $13 that weekend. So would I do it again? Oh, absolutely hecking not. In fact, the show organizer, yeah, I'm not gonna do any more of her shows, other than the ones that I've already booked myself for. Just because the other ones later in the year are more holiday specific. So they're like Halloween, fall, Oktoberfest kind of stuff. So it's far more likely to be buyers at that time compared to now. But yeah, it just was not really worth the time at all. Um, and I hadn't been feeling that good that morning. Um, I was a bit sick, but it was just like a stomach thing. I'm not entirely sure where it came from, but yeah, it kind of cleared up um, after I took the time to drive out there and set up. I did get some painting in, which was good. I wanted to learn how to do watercolors, so I painted some cherries and lemons to get used to both putting down the paint and also the color mixing aspect of it. You know, it's quite different from like working in digital, because it's all based on white in digital, but in traditional it's based on black. So RGB versus CMYK, and if you mix all of the colors together you get black in traditional. So yeah, just figuring out how to do that and correctly controlling the amount of pigment that you put into the mix, and frantically cleaning off your brush in between to make sure that you don't spoil the other paint. The good challenge at the very least. I'm liking that. I'm liking that. Ooh. Let's save this up. That is the Necro binder. Alrighty. With that, we got that one. The iron. What to do, what to do. So we got a bit of green skin, we got the bronze, got the plates. I'm thinking when I play Ironclad, it has either been vulnerable, just trying to get stacks of vulnerability on, and if I'm lucky, how to no, not that, to get the special event that that adds what is it, soul power or something to a card. Basically it removes the exhaust, and I would then put it on dominate, and so that way I could just infinitely stack up vulnerables, strength from the vulnerable stacks. The other one that I've been doing is Hellraiser, which is tricky to get set up properly, I think. But it is basically you autoplay any cards that you draw with the word strike in it. And one of those would be Pommel Strike. And Pommel Strike, it deals damage and it draws 2 cards. So if you get multiple Pommel Strikes, you can pretty much loop them infinitely. If your deck is short enough. And I will use like True Grit or Burning Pact to cut down the deck in the meantime. But yeah, I end up failing quite a bit because I just draw badly for these. So if anybody got the proper strategy for that, let me know. Cool. Okay. Well, since I also want to do a linked keychain for all of them, I'm thinking maybe take advantage of this right here. But I don't want to just copy this one for one. Let's see. When it's activated, there's electricity flowing around. The ice is glowing. Just a lean board. Is that really interesting enough, I wonder? I think that is probably the best concept overall I have in mind for this one. Oh, maybe. And then kind of like the summoning just did thing from Naruto. um this hand, the right hand, Lumba's over here. And bracers. Nail this down a little bit. The cauldrons are always gonna be tricky. But the cauldrons are always gonna be a little tricky for me, just because they kind of hide the shoulders, making it hard to figure out. Okay, here's where the everything connects. And if I got this arm out, my leg is probably going to be up here. I don't know. I'm not too happy with this one. Try something else. Ironclad skills. Full list. just trying to find a good card just to give some inspiration. Ironclad is just like macho, you know? Yeah, I don't want to do Demon Born. Any suggestions? Yeah, okay. I guess I'll just do Shrug It Off. Or no, Feel No Pain. See. Not quite that fancy. And yeah. Hmm. Gotta make sure there's a good contrapposo going on here. So looking this way, shoulder up this way. And then for a hip. Angle down. And then basically a continuous line here. Wait. No. Look inside should be pretty much straight down. And then the away side is the continuous line. And this is proportionally wrong. Hmm. I don't know. Yeah. Ah, I don't know. Honestly, I think I need to sit on this one a little bit more. For now, I think I'm just gonna call it here and let my brain rest a little bit. But thank you all for coming out and appreciate you all coming. We did at least get something nice done today, so I'm happy about that. Alrighty, good night.